is running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico. A huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half-gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. That's right, the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G has launched and you can get it for free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Looking for your next career opportunity? How about some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned and operated Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring, and they would love to have you as part of the McFamily. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. Come join the family at McDonald's. Don't let this financial opportunity pass you by. Please visit DixonFoods.com to apply.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Angus Grill, BMS Builders, The Rick House, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, and by Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome into our show. Got a great show planned for you today. We're going to talk Pirate baseball after the big sweep from over the weekend. East Carolina improving to 9-2 on the young season, playing at Duke coming up tomorrow. And to preview that matchup and to talk about the weekend, we've got Jason Dietrich. He is the pitching coach under Cliff Godwin at East Carolina. He'll join us for our first part of our show. In the back half, Larry Williford, the head coach at Farmville Central, as his Jaguars celebrate a third straight 2A state championship. So we'll get his thoughts on that state title coming up today on the Brian Bailey Show. First pitch coming up with Jason Dietrich right after this.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust. Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Seared Chop House is Greenville's newest restaurant and the city's only true chop house. We combine a remarkable menu with an unrivaled atmosphere. Seared, a quality-driven experience highlighting a thoughtful approach to locally sourced ingredients and hearty, flavor-rich cuisine. We're firing up the grill at Seared, Greenville's only true chop house. Come see us, Fire Tower Road at Bells Fork or SearedChophouse.com.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bells Fork or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Hey Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here. As a former ECU football player, America's Gas Man, 3-time NASCAR champion and 3-time Daytona 500 champion, I know what it takes to win. I also know what it takes to make folks happy on the water. When I'm not at the track, I'm making deals at the hottest boat dealership in North Carolina. If you're in the market for a boat, shop us online now at edwatkinsmarine.com. We will deliver anywhere. And if you buy a boat from me, Pirate Nation, I will personally deliver it. I love Eastern North Carolina, and we are ready to deal with lots of inventory on hand. We are your one-stop shop for sales and service. Get on the water now with the help of Ed Watkins Marine, and go Pirates.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Monday, a victorious weekend for East Carolina. The big sweep over Appalachian State to run the record to 9-2 on the year. Some of the rankings coming out today, D1 Baseball and Baseball America both have East Carolina at 14th in the nation. Some of the other rankings will come up later on today. Jason Dietrich is the pitching coach at East Carolina. He's kind enough to join us on this Monday. Coach, congratulations on a big weekend.
Appreciate it, Brian. It was good. Enjoyed it. Good weekend for all around. So, yeah, excited. Always good when you win, right?
Exactly right. When you look at how you evaluate your pitching style, obviously, the wins are the most important thing. But when you go through the evaluation process, is it kind of like football and you kind of give points for this and that and take away points for this and that and come up with some kind of score?
No, we just kind of, as an overall philosophy, as a staff, we want to compete in the strike zone. Just kind of look individually what guys did, how they can get better. So every day, after the game, we'll talk about some of the things we did positive, maybe a percentages of first pitch strikes or, minimal amount we call freebies, again, walking a lot of guys or hitting guys, put them on base. Kind of just talk some things of positives. Like I said, guys putting guys away early, X amount of pitches or less in an inning, especially when we score. So there's all these things that we have as a philosophy that we kind of go over every game to make sure we're addressing that and sticking with it. So, yeah, that's kind of our point system, so to speak, is just make sure we're doing the things that we feel are, as a pitching staff, helping our guys be consistent.
Yeah, does it drive you crazy, Coach, when a pitcher's ahead in the count and he hits somebody? Does that just put you back, set you back for a loop?
Well, it all depends on the pitch, right? If we feel like, hey, we're calling a certain pitch and they're being aggressive and they have conviction and it just gets away, well, that happens. We understand that. It's baseball. They're going inside. like I said, with the good mindset, then hey, we understand that stuff. But yeah, it can drive you a little crazy when you feel maybe, hey, that's the pitch that you should be ticked better at or what have you. But again, it's baseball. We understand things happen. But yeah, like I said, I try to do my best to be patient. But sometimes, hitting a guy with an off-speed pitch or like early in the count can kind of frustrate me a little bit. But those things you got to overcome too. So.
When you're on the bench calling pitches, it's kind of changed through the years, and I think now everybody's kind of going through the number system and the bracelet on the arm to check, which pitch is which. I mean, is that a complicated procedure, or you guys have that, pretty much as a science now?
No, it's the first time that I was a part of, a system that's done this. We did it last year, and at first, being a baseball purist, I was kind of like, okay, it sounds interesting. But now I really enjoy it. I like it because of tempo, because of just, hey, in college baseball, there's a lot of schools out there that want to try to pick your system, and there's a lot of video out there to learn signs and try to figure out how they can get the edge. So with this card system, you can rotate your cards out every couple innings with different numbers, but has all the information you need on that card. So I like it because, like I said, we can try to do our best to get a high tempo, high rhythm. Like I said, no one can take away our system. We don't have to worry about all the, when you play at night, you have a night sign system. And like I said, you're just trying to, so make sure teams are not, trying to pick you, so to speak. But I like it a lot. I think it's really good. It's something we practice a lot in fall. So you got to obviously practice a lot so guys can, get good at it and they trust it. And, you get a good feel for how it works. But I really like it. I like it a lot.
And the guy gets the wrong card and all craziness can happen, can't it?
Yes, you're right. That's why we do our best to communicate, with each other, with our guys in the bullpen and our catcher. And I think we've had that once, but it happens. But we can always figure it out by changing the card. But for the most part, we do our best to make sure everyone's on the same page.
If I'm Seth Caddell, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, that's not what is on my card. We got to get this thing figured out, and you guys did get it figured out very quickly in that one particular game. But I'm always fascinated, and even at third base, Coach, when Coach Godwin's giving the hitters the signals and the base runners the signals, I mean, everybody looking down and trying to to go through all of that. And I just wonder in real life if your boss gave you signs like that, how much pressure's on you. Got to look at that thing, and then you got to know what to do.
Yeah, that's why we, as everything, you have to practice it over and over and over, and then it becomes a habit. It's positive reinforcement because you're doing it at our practices. We do it all the time, and so that it becomes instinctual, and that's it's second nature, so to speak. It's instinct. I know what it is. Just know, like, hey, I got to think about this more. It's just okay. I know what all the signs are. I know what we go over it, over and over and over with the guys. So they just, like I said, it becomes second nature. And so again, you have to practice it to make sure everyone knows what's going on.
East Carolina pitching coach Jason Dietrich, our guest on this Monday. Pirates sweep over Appalachian State over the weekend, taking on Duke coming up tomorrow. Coach, let's talk about your career a little bit. You're on the West Coast. You're having all kinds of success on the West Coast. You're the Collegiate Baseball 2016 National Pitching Coach of the Year, and then you decide to come east. What all went into that decision?
It was an opportunity. I knew about East Carolina baseball. I had some friends that have played here, Bryant Ward,
right,
and Brent Lindgren, former ECU Pirates. So I've always known about ECU and the program, just because I'm a baseball kind of fanatic, so to speak, college baseball fanatic. And so when this opportunity, I saw that the position opened, I called Bryant Ward, said, hey, after I talked to my wife is from Virginia.
Okay.
She's from Vienna, Virginia, 4-hour drive from Greenville. And so we've always said, my wife and I have said, if we get an opportunity to go back east, closer to your family, let's really look at it and do our best to see if we can, get an opportunity for that. And so when this opportunity presented itself, at least it opened up. I called Brian and had a couple people call on my behalf to Cliff, and interviewed. And like I said, we did our homework. We knew everything about this community. When I played pro ball, I lived in Asheville, North Carolina for 6 months, and I played in Salem, Virginia. So I've had a chance to be back east a lot. And North Carolina is obviously it's a great, beautiful state. So again, when this presented itself, I just go, told my wife, like, hey, I'd love to see if I can get in front of Cliff and talk to him. And like I said, came out here with my wife, and it was awesome. Cliff and Jeff Palumbo and the staff, it was great. We, thought we gave a good effort and enjoyed everything. And then when Cliff presented the opportunity, we're very excited, and we're here now, and we enjoy it. It's a great place.
I was going to ask you what kind of barbecue you like now that you're in eastern North Carolina, but out west at Oregon, you probably didn't do a lot of barbecue, did you?
No, not too much barbecue. It's a little different. But yeah, all the barbecue, Parker's to Sam Jones. I mean, my wife and I have been blessed to eat some great food, and even the local family-owned foods, man. It's restaurants. It's just, like I said, the food's great here, so I gotta watch it. We gotta make sure we're staying healthy a little bit, but it's good stuff.
It is good stuff, and it's always a thought that goes through your mind. The western part of the state does one barbecue, the eastern part does the other, but when you're coming from the West Coast, it's a whole different ball game. Jason Dietrich is the pitching coach at East Carolina after a great outing this past weekend for his Pirates. Pirates go to 9-2 on the year after the sweep. Coach, let's go through the 3-game series against Appalachian State and get your thoughts on how the staff did. Obviously, a lot of success this weekend with the 3 wins. Tyler Smith got the Friday night start and didn't go a long distance, but he kept you guys in the game early, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's like I said, Tyler, his background, his track record, it's been great here, and it's like anything, you want guys to just go, okay, this is what it's going to be, and like I said, Tyler, he's going to compete, he's going to give it his best effort, and just he didn't have it, he was just he's competing, battling, he couldn't find his pitches. Like I said, it's just the secondary was getting away from him, his fastball command was getting away from him, and as a coaching staff, we have to make the best decision to go, hey, let's get another guy in, just kind of calm things down and get it to the next guy. And like I said, he competed the best he can. We just got to iron some things out, get him on the right track. Like I said, he's had 3 starts, and I know he expects more from himself. It's just maybe a little funk he's in right now, but like I said, he can give his best effort because that guy comes to work every day and gets after it. So we'll get him back on track, and I know that he expects more from himself, and he'll get there. But like I said, that's the great thing about having some deep pitching staff is that because the next guy went to Spivey and then other guys, and that's where we've been kind of fortunate to have a pen that's kind of pushed him a little bit, but we have more options to allow us to keep guys fresh and keep guys going, and that's been a great thing, and that's something we presented to our guys knowing coming in the year that we have a lot of arms, fellas, so you compete and put yourself in a great position to go out there and help us, and that's what they've been doing. And so, again, after Tyler was Spivey, and I can't remember the back end of...
Napholz came in after Spivey, and then it was...
a good, clean inning from Nate.
Yeah.
He did it twice this weekend.
And he got it to Nick Logus, and, man, he came in and he put the lights out, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he came in and obviously pitched really well. He did a great job. He came in and that's what I think he threw like 20-some pitches, and like 24 were strikes.
Yeah.
And as you always preach and you always want to happen, that's what we believe as far as philosophy is coming. You want relievers coming out of the bullpen with aggressiveness. We like to call it flooding the strike zone. So just come in, and that's what he did. He was attacking it early and often, and they were swinging and missing it for the most part. But like I said, he came in. That was a huge little shift, and to see him do that. But he did that at Georgia Southern too. So he's working hard. He's doing some positive things. He's a guy that we're going to count on continuously out of the bullpen. So one of the many arms that we're lucky to have down there.
Pirates won that first game 13-2 on that Friday night, East Carolina and Appalachian State. And, Coach, I know you guys probably aren't concentrating on high school football a lot, but we've got a bizarre situation in North Carolina right now where we're doing all this high school football coverage on Friday nights in the spring, and then we've got Pirate baseball as well. And obviously you know as well as I do how important Pirate baseball is to everyone. So the sports cast right now are really just it's really one of the strangest things I've ever gone through. Of course, this whole year, I think we can all look back on and say some of the strangest things that we've ever had to go through. Let me get your aspect before we go to games 2 and 3 and talk more about your pitching staff. What was it like for you as a college baseball coach? And you're in basically a new area, and you get started. You're off to a good start last year, and then everything just shuts down. How was that for you?
Well, it's like anything, right? The initial kind of you're in shock. You're kind of wondering what lies ahead, the unknown, right? So to have it come to a quick, sudden halt is you start thinking more beyond baseball. You start thinking, what's going on, and make sure anything family and friends and kind of how things are going on. And then as things start progressing and everyone starts getting educated and what have you, and the season's obviously shut down, you just go, okay, well, you have to continuously. We've met a lot as a staff and kind of go, what game plans can we come up with that allows us to do what we can do to keep our guys, kind kind of sane, so to speak, to make sure they're doing their schoolwork and staying active. And we just did our best to come up with game planning, the best we could on a daily basis to a weekly basis. And for us, just as a program, and then also, like I said, everyone individually is for their families. And so it's a weird dynamic, but it allowed us to kind of take a step back and reevaluate some things to come up with the best game plan and kind of see how everything was going to progress. As you know, I mean, it's just kind of crazy because there's really no game plan for this to happen in anyone's life. So we're just trying to figure out, navigate through it. And that's why we kind of took a day-to-day basis instead of kind of looking beyond that, because things are changing so much that we just go, let's control what we can do today and have a game plan. And that's what we did, when things kind of stopped. And like I said, it's panned out. Things are hopefully going in a better direction. And like I said, it's just great to be back in the baseball field and be around people, and great to have a crowd out this weekend. And it's good to be back out there, man. I think it's great for everybody.
Yeah, I tell you, seeing some of the crowd out there, and I know there was a reason for it, but I hope I never see a cutout figure again for a fan at any stadium, because and obviously it was a good idea, but it's just and watching the majors last year and seeing the cutouts and then even college basketball this year, it's just something that hopefully we'll never see again. But as you said, hopefully we're in the right direction. But I just can't imagine what it was like last spring. And I've asked Cliff this a couple of times throughout the year. How difficult it was to talk to the team and how difficult it was for guys that really didn't know if they were going to be able to come back. At first, they probably didn't think they were going to be able to come back and play another year. And then the NCAA decided to grant, the year of eligibility back, and just about everybody, that wanted to come back was able to come back for East Carolina. And that kind of helps your pitching staff because you got some great arms that did come back. But it's just one of those situations that hopefully we'll never have to go through again. And I'm quite sure that week that it all went down, that none of us thought we were going to go through that, did we?
No, not at all. I mean, you're thinking, okay, well, maybe this weekend we'll just get, because it's just the domino effect of the schools and leagues and people canceling and what have you. We're like, well, we can find someone to play. And then, like I said, every day just something else happened and something else, and it just kept on. Like I said, the snowball started. And then when you hear that the seasons, you start feeling bad. You're like, well, these seniors, man, they're not going to, that's the way they end their year.
Yeah.
And then you feel bad, obviously, for the high school kids that this is their last, seniors and moving on, and so many other people. It's just not just, in any college or high school, sport. But yeah, it was tough. But the good thing is, like, you're right. I mean, I think we had 3 of our guys come back, and then Gavin Williams, the MLB draft being short, getting Gavin Williams back, Bryson Worrell, and other guys possibly that could have, that stuff like that. We're thankful to a certain degree. Obviously, we want them to shoot for their stars and their dreams, but with the how things kind of played out, just like I said, we felt fortunate enough to get those guys back. And like I said, having an older guy, and that's the thing in college baseball you're going to see is there's a lot of older people, a lot of older guys playing, more experience, and it's competitive. And like I said, it's competitive. It'll be really competitive this year in the college baseball arena.
And it's going to be really different. I'll ask you about that later on. But in the American Conference, once you guys get to conference play, you'll go with 4-game sets on the weekends, and we'll dive into that later on. Let's go to Game 2, East Carolina, Appy State. Pirates win Game 2 by the final of 5-2. A much lower scoring game in this game. Jake Kuchmaner got the start. How did Kuch do?
I thought Kuch battled too. Like I said, he's trying to find his rhythm. He's feeling it. Like I said, it's just kind of his track record too. Again, another great pitcher that has a lot of experience, and I think he battles. Just again, his secondary, he feels sharp with it. But that's one thing you're always going to get from Tyler Smith and Jake Kuchmaner. They're going to compete the best of their capabilities. We just felt where we were at the lineup, his 4 innings. We're like, hey, you know what, Gavin's ready. We feel like it'd be good to put him in that scenario to take over for Jake. And as you saw, Gavin came in and went 4 innings, 45 pitches, and again, he was attacking the strike zone. He looked really good, and to have him do that, and TJ Mayhew finishing out for us. So to have only used 3 guys in a game, and knowing that, like I said, after a Wednesday and extra innings, this helped us. It helped us put in a great position, we felt, for Sunday. But like I said, Saturday, Kuchmaner battled. Gavin Williams, I thought, did a really good job, and then TJ Mayhew, with TJ Mayhew coming in, attacking the strike zone, and closed the door for us.
Is that what you wanted to see out of Gavin, about 4 innings and about 45 pitches or so?
Our goal was to try to, shoot for 45 pitches, but he had, after 3 innings, going X amount of pitches. We're like, hey, our goal is to shoot him to get to 45 pitches, and And he didn't even want to come out after he got the 4 innings, 45 pitches. Just Gavin wanting the ball. But yeah, that was our goal, to get to 45 pitches and continue to keep on challenging him to increase his pitch count and what have you. So yeah, we achieved the goal that we were shooting for, and to do it in 4 innings is pretty special, right? 11 pitches, pretty much. And
he was
a great thing.
He was good, and those numbers he puts up on the scoreboard for the speed of the pitch, that's impressive too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just he's a big guy that's blessed with an arm, but especially when you're locating a fastball with the arm that he has, pretty tough to hit.
Yeah,
that's what he's worked hard in his bullpens and the way he plays catch and all that stuff. So again, we just want to continuously keep Gavin going in the right direction. Like, he's put in a lot of work from his conditioning, his lifting, his just taking care of everything he's doing, his bullpen sessions. He's done a lot of great things that allowed him to put himself in the best position, and we just want to see him keep on progressing and doing what we know he can do. That's be a really good pitcher.
All right, one of the early season stars out of your pitching staff, Carson Wisdom, he got the start in Game 3. Pirates scored a single run in the first, couple in the second, 3 in the third. So you get off to that 6-0 lead, which is always a great thing for any pitching staff. And Carson, he's been blowing people away, so maybe he didn't blow people away so much in this game, but he still pitched very, very well. And he's really impressive too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a great job from last year to this year. He's matured a lot. Another guy, like I said, I've been blessed to be around a lot of great young men, and all these guys, have done a great job. But he's one that's really kind of took a step back and go, how can I dive in to pitching and his routines and the way he plays catch? Is another guy, bullpen settings, and everything he's doing is, you tell there's a high level focus. And like I said, with the stuff he's doing off the field, from strength training and taking care of his arm, his body. And we had shut him down for most of fall because he pitched in summer. He's one of 2 guys that played summer baseball, so we want to give him a little bit of a breather. And like I said, he took advantage of that, and we were at the back in the fall, like, wow, he's looking different. He's doing some positive things. Then come January, he was just consistent in everything he was doing. He found a curveball and a change. He's worked hard in all his pitches, but now he's showing that obviously he can throw 3 pitches for strikes, and as you know, when you're left-handed and you can be 90 to 94, touch a 95, throwing 3 pitches, that can keep some offenses, hopefully frustrate them enough, as long as he's doing he should be doing. That's what he's been doing the last 3 weekends. He's been pretty consistent. Like I said, I thought his stuff too was it was okay yesterday.
Right.
Again, he competes and he gets after it. It wasn't like it was bad, but like I said, just I thought he was doing a good job. Then with 4th inning, got away from him a little bit. And then he came back in that 5th inning. We're like, hey, we got what we wanted out of Carson. Let's get other guys out there an opportunity. And that's, like I said, he did a great job for the 5 innings he was out there.
Pirates take Game 3, 10-2 to complete that sweep over Appalachian State. And as we said in the rankings this week, Pirates up to 14 by D1 Baseball, 14 by Baseball America. There are, I think, 4 other sets of rankings that will come up, so we'll check that out later on in the afternoon. But East Carolina Pirate Baseball 9-2 on the season. Coach, I want to take you back to opening night, and Cam Colmore comes into the game. Bases are loaded for Rhode Island in the top of the 9th. It's a 2-0 count. Coach Godwin makes the move there, so Colmore has to go in. He's already behind on the hitter. I believe he threw a strike on the first pitch, and then he got the ground ball double play on the second pitch. That's really, really impressive, isn't it?
It is. That's exactly how we drew it up as a staff.
That's what I thought.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's like, yeah, you're like, and that's the one thing about having an older guy that's been here for a long time, is putting the faith in that. And Coach Godwin's like, hey, we have to put him in here. This is a situation. We need this. Doesn't mean he's because we need a guy to come in and attack the strike zone, and that's what Cam does. He's done a great job, and again, it played in our favor, and that's the stuff that you tell guys. Yeah, you come in an uncomfortable situation, but we always preach that as a coaching staff: how to deal with adversity, how to overcome it, trust in their mental preparation and their breathing and all those things, and just have fun with that moment. And that's what he's done a great job. I mean, we've used him a lot leading up to last weekend. I'm glad that we didn't use him this last weekend, so it'll be fresh for tomorrow.
Coach Godwin was on our show a couple of weeks ago, and he kind of talked about Cam, and this was before you got here, but he said that several times he had to go to Cam and say, look, you're not going to be on the 35. I don't think you're going to be able to try, but I don't think you're going to be part of this. And he said a lot of kids would have packed it up and gone and gotten transferred and left, but he said Cam kept working, and now he's such a vital part of the staff, and it's really a great story.
It is, and those are the stories that you always share with teams, and you share with guys, and you share with the team about guys that persevere, and knowing that this game is how simple we try to make this game. It is a difficult game, and it is demanding, and asks you to do a lot. But you always love hearing those perseverance stories of just, hey, I'm going to keep working, and we always tell guys the game's going to reward you if you just keep on putting your nose to the grind and giving your best effort and do what you can do. And that's the stuff that it's always great, because you can give that story, and he's put himself in a great position, and he's a big piece of the puzzle. He's one of our leaders on the pitching staff and on the team. So he brings so many other valuable, not just from a bullpen arm, he brings so much value in other areas that it's helped us as a team. And so with that, it's been great. He's a great young man. Thankful we have him in our pen to be a good arm to go to.
Jason Dietrich, the pitching coach at East Carolina under Cliff Godwin, our guest. We're going to take a commercial break right now. We'll come back, and then we'll wrap things up with Coach Dietrich. That's coming up next right here on this Monday on The Brian Bailey Show.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and this is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, north of the airport on Highway 11 in Greenville. One upset in the top 25 yesterday. Michigan State knocked off number 2 Michigan 70-64. Kansas has put football coach Les Miles on leave while it investigates reports of inappropriate behavior when he was the coach at LSU in 2013. Last night in the NBA All-Star Game, Team LeBron 170, Team Durant 150. The Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo was the MVP of the game. He led Team LeBron to the victory with 35 points. Joe Dooley's Pirates will play UCF in the first round of the AAC basketball tournament in Fort Worth Thursday evening at 7. The Pirates lost yesterday to Cincinnati. 82-69 was the final, and Cliff Godwin's Pirates will play at Duke tomorrow at 4. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break.
You can paint these pitches purple.
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. You don't see that many fights in the National Hockey League anymore, but it was a different culture in the 80s and 90s. I'll have some thoughts next.
Hosting Pirate Radio Live from 3 to 6 every afternoon can get stressful. It's nice to relax sometimes, turn off the brain, and get some peace and quiet. Sure. Booty, booty, booty. Shirley, what are you doing?
Practicing.
Practicing for what?
For the show.
We open up the booty bag every day. Why do you need to practice?
Because when it comes to the booty, I expect absolute perfection.
Perfecting the booty. Okay, well, tune in to Pirate Radio Live, 3 to 6 every day. We'll open up the booty bag and make you a winner right here on Pirate Radio, the station for winners.
And the booty.
If you get a chance, Google Craig Cox fights in the NHL. You'll see a guy who could really duke it out back in the day during a 7-year NHL career. I've gotten to know Craig as the head coach of the Sheboygan Chiefs high school hockey team in Michigan and is the rink manager of the Cantil Arena. His fights, especially with the late Bob Probert, who was the tough guy for the Detroit Red Wings, are truly legendary. Those fights are on YouTube. Cox is a hockey lifer. He was on skates at age 2. His dad played hockey, and he grew up in California and Arizona, 2 places you usually don't think of as hockey hotbeds. But boy, could he fight. Remember the old joke about I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out? Well, that was the way it used to be, and I kind of miss it. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
Hi, welcome back on this Monday. Jason Dietrich, the pitching coach at East Carolina, under head coach Cliff Godwin, is our guest as we talk Pirate baseball. East Carolina travels to Duke for the rematch with the Blue Devils coming up tomorrow at 4 o'clock. That game is available on ACC Network Extra, so I don't think you have to have the ESPN Plus package to get that, but you can get it streaming ACC Network Extra at 4 o'clock. Coach, is that a Johnny Holstaff game for East Carolina against Duke tomorrow?
Yes, it will be. Yeah, we're pretty much like I said, we were fortunate to kind of rest a lot of our arms, see other guys get opportunities. But yeah, it'll be pretty much a pitching staff, Johnny Hole staff performance.
Have you guys announced a starter for that?
It'll be Cam Colmore.
Okay, so Cam's going to get the start. That's good.
Yeah. We'll give him a chance to start, get out there. So yeah, just the irony of us talking about him, but felt get an opportunity to go out there and compete and go, and he's rested, so we want to give him the ball tomorrow to start it off.
All right, Cam Colmore gets the start. Won't go inning or two. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, probably two. Let's kind of see how the game hopefully will dictate. We get two, possibly maybe three. Just see how he's doing and how he's feeling, and then get it to the next guy. So yeah, we'll kind of see how he's doing and kind of go from there, so to speak.
Haven't mentioned him yet. Matt Bridges, one of my favorite players because my stepdaughter still loves him from playing with the Pirate baseball team with the special needs group, and she just absolutely loves him. But I just think that the fact that he pitched so well down at Georgia Southern and he got the hit in that game too, that was unheard of.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to see. And again, another great young man that's been in this program for a while, and his experiences and who he is. He's another leader of the pitching staff. And when you have, like I said, you have those older veteran guys that are around, they're so valuable in helping educate and teach the younger guys and the Pirate way and how to do things and make sure you're doing everything on and off the field at a high level. So yeah, he's a great young man. He's awesome. It's good to have him around. Like I said, it's kind of having those two guys are kind of like having another two more pitching coaches. They have Austin Knight or other assistant coach that helps me, but having those two guys around too, it's just like you have other guys that help you and monitor things and hold the guys accountable, make sure we're doing the things we need to do consistently on a daily basis. So yeah, he's awesome.
And there was a lot of chirping in that series down there, but the best thing about Bridges' hit was he looked over at the East Carolina bench and was pointing on his way to first base, and they were just going crazy. That was a really cool moment.
Yeah, it was awesome. And like I said, it's like anything. All right, coach, give me that. I'll go swing it. And that's what he did. And he just goes, I'm not going to be late on the fastball. At least I'm going to shoot to it. It all played out. It's just another great play that we drew up by Coach Godwin.
That's right.
Keeps the pitcher in, gets the base hit, 2-0 count, brings Cam in. I mean, Coach Godwin's, he's got all the answers.
Absolute brilliance. I'm telling you, he's like a professor with a ball cap on. Exactly. All right. Some people call East Carolina 2A U because you have so many players that play a position that can also pitch. How challenging is that for you?
It's just we do our best as a coaching staff to know exactly where every guy, what they're going to be doing on a daily basis, so we can monitor obviously their arms and not taxing them, so to speak. So it's a good challenge because we want to make sure they're getting enough reps at everything that's asked of them. Because as you know, if you don't, then one area might get a little weaker than the other. So we do our best to make sure that it's monitored at the level we feel is right to juggle everything to make sure, like I said, each guy is going to get the exact amount of repetitions on everything from pitching, is it their infield or outfield or hitting. Just, got to just monitor their arms and make sure we're doing everything we can to put them in the best scenario to maximize. If that means just throwing a bullpen that day and not throwing it all the rest of practice, and then we do that. So it's just one of the things that we have to monitor with that and their weight training and all the other stuff. So a little challenging, but it's something that, obviously when we get the luxury to have these guys that are competing for two-way positions, that means obviously they're really talented and they have an opportunity to help us, whether it be a position or on the mound. So yeah, we're going to always explore that. And that's, again, what they've done a great job of recruiting guys that are very talented.
During a game, you get in the late innings, it's a close game. Do you and Coach Godwin talk about, okay, we've got these guys coming up, next inning, this guy I think would be a better matchup with this guy, or I think this guy can come in and get those two outs? I mean, is that how the conversation goes?
Yeah. We always, it's Coach Godwin, it's Coach Knight, and myself. We look at the lineup, we look who we have available. We know that ahead of time to a certain degree. So we're planning ahead too to make sure who's coming up, how they hit against right-handers, left-handers, who we feel is the best matchup. So there's things we're always talking about in the dugout. Obviously during the inning, after the inning, to make sure we're preparing ourselves for that next move if we need to make it. But we're getting ready for it. So yeah, all three of us always will talk at the level we feel is right to know exactly where our pitchers currently is at, where we're at in the lineup, and we'll put all these things in the equation to make sure we're putting our best foot and the best guy we feel out there to pitch. to help us win the ballgame.
When a guy's laboring out there, struggling a little bit, and you go out to talk to him, how much of that is mechanics, if any? How much of that is mental?
It's a variety. You kind of see things from the side as a coach, and sometimes just go out there just to give them a break and a breather, to some positive reinforcements, ask them how they're feeling. Just you have random talks, as you can imagine, when you go out there as a coach. So sometimes it might be a joke or something random you say, or just kind of get a feel for where they're at. So sometimes it's mechanical, sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's just a mixture of both. But sometimes, like I said, it's just to give them a little breather to kind of calm things down and slow it down for them to kind of gather themselves to get back to doing what they can do at attacking the strike zone and competing like we know they can.
You spend so much time with these guys. I mean, you go out and you go like, why are you so hyped up today? Just take a deep breath and just throw a strike.
It sounds as simple as we want to keep it like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, you want them to be excited, obviously, to be out there to compete. It's just you got to do your best to try to help train them to understand how to channel those nerves and the adrenaline the best of their capabilities, so when they are performing, you can show them kind of just like it's not really helping you, it could be hurting you, or vice versa. Some guys kind of thrive off that. So every guy is different, so that's our job to really know each individual the best we can, so how we can that's how we can address them and talk to them and figure out which way we want to go with them to get them to where they need to be. So it's an interesting dynamic, but it's pretty fun, though. Enjoy it.
Yeah. All right, so you got 3 more weeks of midweek games, and then you start conference play. In conference play, you're going to play 4 games in 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think Coach Godwin, last I heard, the doubleheaders were going to probably start on Fridays with 2 and then place 1 and 1. That way, if you have weather issues and that kind of thing. How does that change what you do with your pitchers, if it does change things?
Well, it's just we are formulating our best game plan right now to know that how do we go into a weekend series. That's where we feel very strong and excited to see. But it's a game plan. We have like 4 weeks to kind of design who we want to pitch the 2 Friday games and Saturday and Sunday. So, and in essence, we're evaluating on a weekly basis to see exactly if we can get our guys going in the direction we want when conference starts. So that's one thing is you're going to need is, as you can imagine, 4 games. They're all 9-inning games on a weekend, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you're going to need all your arms and who can rebound. If they pitch on a Friday, can they come back on a Saturday or possibly Sunday? How much do they throw? So we really have to be on top of our game to make sure we know our bodies. We know, obviously, who our 4 starters are. Obviously the relief roles, long, the back end of the pen, all that stuff. So we're excited. We like the direction we're going. We just got to get some guys, like Carter Spivey back out there and Gary Saylor back on track, because there's a lot of other guys too in the bullpen that get them going the right direction. Then you feel okay. We're not playing a midweek, so we got to make sure we have the best game plan come the weekend in conference.
Would you have liked to have seen a 9 and a 7 instead of the 2 9s on the doubleheader?
Either or. I'm not. Doesn't really. I'm fine with 9.
Yeah.
It's because, like I said, for us, it's like we feel we have a strength of having a lot of arms to do that. That might be a weakness for someone else, an opponent. So, again, I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me one bit. And it's going to be interesting because we haven't done this. So, obviously, our bodies are going to make sure, they're getting their sleep, their hydration, their eating, and all that. And again, it's going to be interesting to see how a weekend plays out and how taxied the bodies are and how it is, so we can regenerate and regroup and get ready for the following weekend. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic, but I'm fine with 4 9s. Again, we'll just do our best to compensate and adjust if we have to make some adjustments after the first weekend to see how things are going.
And people just don't realize just the physical toll that baseball takes on the body, do they?
Yeah, it's just, again, you're here all day.
Yeah.
And again, people think it's just, but yeah, you're standing around, you're up on your feet, but you're doing a lot of other things too. You're invested, you're mentally you're locked in, you're watching the game, and it take 3 hours, take a little more than 3 hours, and after that game's done, then you got to regroup, and you got about 30 to 40 minutes to get ready for that doubleheader, that second game, and again, you're out there for another 3.5 hours, so you're just monitoring everything, the batting practice to what time they get here. You just got to make sure everyone's doing what they need to do, and it's a kind of a, we just make sure it's a well-oiled machine, so to speak. Every facet's covered, from their eating to their hydration to what they're doing, monitor their bodies and where they're at. And with our trainer and our strength coach, we're all kind of doing the pieces of the puzzle to make sure we're doing everything we can to keep our guys healthy and go out there and perform at the highest level.
Jason Dietrich, the pitching coach at East Carolina, our guest today. Coach, thanks so much for your time. I know you're very, very busy. You got Duke coming up tomorrow, but we certainly appreciate it. It's a fun time of the year watching Pirate baseball because of all the success East Carolina baseball has had throughout the years, and looking for more success this season. So far, so good. 9-2 on the year and playing at Duke tomorrow. But thanks so much, Coach.
I appreciate it, Brian. Always great to be on, and go Pirates.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jason Dietrich, the pitching coach at East Carolina. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll come back. Larry Williford joins us. His Farmville Central Jaguars, not one, not two, but 3 straight state championships. And we'll talk with Coach Williford coming up after this.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina, this is Miles Minges. And this is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. We are proud to announce that Pepsi is once again the official soft drink of the ECU Pirates. That's right, Miles. Our family's purple and gold roots run deep. From founding members of the Pirate Club, alumni, and even a team physician, our support over the last 60 years has never wavered. We are Pirates. We're excited to be back at ECU and are honored to serve our great customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. Not only is this the birthplace of Pepsi-Cola, this is our home. Cheers, Pirate Nation. I like the sound of that. Support local, drink local, stay safe, and drink Pepsi.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit. Like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite. Except the second first bite. Get a Cajun Filet Biscuit combo for just $4.99. It's bow time.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania, now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back to our show. We continue on this Monday, this victorious Monday for everybody we've had on so far. Larry Williford joins us now, the back-to-back state 2A champions from Farmville Central. And, Coach, I think if you go back in time, you've never lost a game after being on the Brian Bailey Show. How about that?
I know that we need to start talking daily.
Yeah, I can't help you win all your battles, but by golly, during the postseason, we'll get a run going. But congratulations on the State 2A championship again. I know this one meant a lot in so many different ways because, you know, you went through the COVID, you had all the situation last year and guys not being able to work out like they usually do and having to play in masks and everything like that. Did that make this one that much sweeter?
Yes, I mean, it just changed everything we have done as a basketball program. I tell people all the time, I'm either going to be consistently good or consistently bad for you, but I try to be very consistent in our approach of what we do in the summer, what we do in the preseason, but everything changed this year. So, I had to learn to be different as well as the players.
It just seems like with what this team went through, and then when you get in the postseason, you have the undefeated record, and you're looking at, we're going to be a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, and then you draw a 9. I don't know who drew out of the half of you guys, but you got to fire that guy. But you get that bad seeding, and then you're hitting the road left and right. But I think the attitude that you took and the folks at Farmville Central took about the Cinderella, which was really, really funny, but the attitude you took is us against the world. That really did bring you guys closer together.
It did. And I'm going to give credit to the guys. Nobody complained, and I know I've said it in multiple interviews. Group text went out about 45 seconds after the brackets were released. There was not one negative word said about our seed. It was where we were going, who we were going to play, and let's roll. So credit to those guys, because you never know what a teenager is going to text back on a group chat. So I think they were ready. They accepted the challenge, and here we are.
I just had a heart attack, Coach. I was looking down at the box score, and I'm looking at Terquavion Smith, but they spelled it Truckwavion, T-R-E. And I just had a thought, I know I'm getting old, but have I mispronounced his name for 4 years? He's been there, but it's Terquavion, obviously, T. Smith.
No, it's Terquavion.
Yeah, exactly. But they had it spelled wrong in the box score for the state championship. He was 12 of 30 from the field. Just 33 points, and the record you guys set, most points ever in a state championship game for any classification. Most total points between the two teams. I mean, you guys were scoring baskets left and right.
We were, and we didn't shoot the ball well.
Right.
If we would have shot it just as we normally, I probably thought we didn't shoot it well at all. Last night was the first night I watched the game from beginning to end, by myself, just me and my wife. I was like, wow, we just shoot the ball well at all. We could have scored 140. A lot of shots in and out.
What was it like with the Sports Center top plays and getting on all that national publicity? And did your phone blow up with that?
Well, the next morning when I woke up, I knew something either really bad had happened at school, because at 7:30 in the morning, I think I was getting close to around 100 messages, and it was dinging off the hook. So I never saw the play until I got to school. I read up on a few texts that we were on Sports Center. I thought maybe we were on a regional deal.
Yeah.
I had no idea we were on the big dog late at night. So it was crazy. But I'll give credit to our basketball team. We came into practice the next day. We never spoke of an ESPN highlight clip Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Wow.
It was all about getting ready for Hendersonville, and just a very workmanlike approach by our guys. Because I sold them on the fact that Max Preps had us as the number 2 ranked team in the state. They had Hendersonville was number 1 with their power rankings, and that we still had work to do.
And you got that work done. And Hendersonville, they played a really good basketball game too, didn't they?
I was very impressed. I thought they were well coached. They were scrappy. I thought a few times we had them on the ropes, and we were going to get ready to, throw the knockout punch, and we'd have a shot go in and out, and they'd come down, they'd hit a 3, and they'd have life again. So we never took the foot off the gas. I told our guys at halftime, I said, they want to play fast, guys. Let's play faster.
Yeah.
And then they were fired up, and we were ready to go to the second half.
You tell that group of yours to play faster, and that's almost mind-boggling, because they play so fast and they play so much above the rim. I was at the Northeastern game, and really, I've seen the highlights of you guys all year, but when you see a high-level game like that, and I thought Northeastern came to Farmville, they had you guys 7-1 early. It was 23-all at the end of the first quarter, and they were battling. I don't think that anybody really thought that they were going to win the game at that point, but I really thought, hey, the longer they can hang around, the better their chances are. But you guys, and you're relentless with guys off the bench, guys come in flying around, and, the slam dunks. Because even on a night when you're not shooting the ball well, when you get 13 dunks, it's going to improve your shooting percentage.
No, I've been blessed. High-level basketball players, guys that have bought in. There's a lot of talent. I mean, we got a chance to be really good next year. I think we'll have a chance if we work hard to do some special things next year. You'll never know about a state championship, but I think we have a group of guys coming back that could be really special again.
Who all comes back off this squad next year?
Jaden Pitt, Derek Cox, Nick Taylor, Alex Moy. Every one of those guys I named would start at other schools.
Right.
And the only one that started on our team, other than Josh Short's 10th grader, Jaden's a 10th grader, but the rest of those guys, and I could keep naming names. Even maybe our 12th guy would start at other places. And that's the blessing and the curse of being here, is that it's important. And sometimes you got to wait your turn. And for some guys that's hard, but if you do that, like a kid like Derek Cox last year, who didn't play hardly any, he played 26 minutes in the state championship game and had 14 points.
Sure did. 6 of 7 from the field, Derek Cox was.
Yeah, he has a chance to be special.
Man, that's just amazing. Now, do you really start recruiting at the daycares in Farmville? Do you go around looking for tall babies?
No, but Farmville is unique. I mean, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
The rec leagues on Saturday, all those kids come to our games. It's almost like we're in the middle of Indiana.
Right.
If you spun around 3 times, or in the middle of Kentucky, like basketball crazy people, where it's important to these kids, and they've seen winning every year, and they want to be a part of it.
I don't think they still do it, because we were talking about it before the show, but Hoosiers, the movie, was based on the Indiana State Tournament, and all the classifications, are put together, all the big schools and small schools, everybody's put together, and that was the whole story with the run that the team had in Hoosiers. I think it was Hickory. Would you like to see something like that in North Carolina and get a chance to battle the 4As and the 3As?
It would be interesting. I think the only biggest difference between 4A and 2A is the size difference. We were lucky this year that we had legitimate frontline size.
Mm-hmm.
The 4As, they normally have it every year. I tell people all the time, it's like going to choose your wife. Do you want to choose from 3,000 people, or are you going to choose from 300 people? There's a big difference in the number of young men that are available to you, that are just walking the halls of your school to be able to try out for your team.
That's a very interesting analogy, for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably get in trouble.
I wasn't going to say anything else about it, because I thought, I'm not sure what road we're going down, and if I make a funny from that, then I'll, but I exactly what you're saying, though. Obviously, you got a chance. You're at a smaller school, you have a smaller pool to choose from, but you have been blessed. You've got great players. Everybody loves Farmville Central basketball over there. Obviously, the administration backs you guys 100%, and just what you guys, and even the girls. I mean, unfortunately, they lost in their state championship game, but they have a great team, a great program, and the kids grow up, guys or girls, and they want to play basketball at Farmville.
I'll give you another example, Brian.
All right.
Thursday at 5:00, a lady put on Facebook she was taking up donations to pay for our charter buses. Friday morning at 10 a.m. they were paid for.
Wow. Yeah. When the town comes together like that.
Just happy to be here. Happy for our guys. Happy for our girls. Great season they had. Just a wonderful weekend.
Yeah. Larry Williford, the head basketball coach at Farmville Central, and his Jaguars now back to back state 2A champions. And this one, as you said, got to be a little sweeter just because of everything through the pandemic and trying to get through everything. The disappointment of not finishing things last year. You guys were still crowned as a co-state champion, but it's still a state championship. It takes nothing away from this team at all. And to go back to back, that's got to be a very sweet feeling.
Yeah, and having to go on the road, I mean, just everything, built into it. and that's what I try to sell our guys on, is that if we, let's do this. Let's make this like one of the greatest runs ever, because we're not taking the easy way out of playing in front of 2,000 people every round.
Yeah.
We have a tremendous home court advantage when things are normal, and this year's not normal. So we had to be a lot more focused and a lot more locked in.
Larry Williford, the head coach of Farmville Central, joining us. Coach, we'll take our final break right now. Thanks so much for joining us on our show. I'm telling you, undefeated on the Brian Bailey Show. We'll have to get you back early in the season next year.
I'll take you out to dinner.
Here you go. Let's do it. All right, Coach. Congratulations again. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, Larry Williford, head coach at Farmville Central. We'll take our final break. We'll come back, and we'll wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show on this Monday after this.
National Signing Day has come and gone, but that doesn't mean the recruiting news cycle is stopping. In fact, the Pirates still have their sights set on top targets in the transfer portal and have already turned their attention to the 2022 class. HoistTheColors.net has the latest on ECU recruiting from a football perspective, and we also cover basketball and baseball commitments like no others. Sign up now and get your first month for a single $1 to get the latest scoop on your favorite Pirate teams, along with in-depth baseball and spring football coverage in the months ahead. HoistTheColors.net.
First came the PCC location, then came the ECU location on Jarvis Street. Now introducing the newest store at 10th Street at the Food Line near Walmart. It's Angus Grill 3. 3 restaurants featuring all of your favorite burgers and more. They've got your classic Angus, steak burger, brisket burger, black and blue burger, sweet sriracha burger, jalapeno popper burger. You get the idea. Now with 3 options for the best burger in town. Angus Grill at PCC, Angus Grill at ECU, and now Angus Grill at 10th Street in the Food Line Shopping Center. It's Greenville's best burger, times 3.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities. Williford on 10th Street, Greenville's only Dominican restaurant, now features a brand new lunch menu, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Choose from your favorites like the Williford burger, the veggie burger, the Cuban sandwich, the Dominican club, the Villa wrap, the vegetable sandwich, the Big Papi steak sandwich, or create your own bowl, all with your choice of side and a drink for under $10. If you're looking for a high quality, healthy, and affordable lunch, Williford is your place. Williford, a platform for good.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, wrapping up this edition of The Brian Bailey Show. East Carolina at Duke in baseball coming up tomorrow. A staff day for the Pirates on the mound, as you heard from Jason Dietrich, the pitching coach at East Carolina. Cam Colmore will get the start, the former South Central star who has pitched so well for this East Carolina baseball team. He'll get the start, but it'll be a staff day coming up tomorrow. Pirates and the Blue Devils at 4 o'clock. I want to thank Coach Jason Dietrich for being on with us today. Enjoyed that conversation. Also want to thank and congratulate Larry Williford, head coach at Farmville Central, his back-to-back-to-back State 2A champions as they clinched that one this past weekend. That's our show for today. Have yourself a great sports week, and we'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, brought to you by
Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Angus Grill, BMS Builders, The Rick House, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler,